Derek, how's the week been since that massive win at the weekend?
Yeah, good. I think obviously you've got to take the benefit of beating a team like Rangers and the level of performance. We said that ahead of the game it's the same 3 points as every other fixture if you can win it, but you can get a feel-good factor from that. I think in terms of the level of performance that was required to win the game at this stage of the season was really pleasing. For loads of reasons you have that trepidation about where you are actually at in terms of bringing new signings in, different players at different levels of fitness, so it's a testament to the players that they delivered the performance they did. But like it's only a start, it's a really strong start from us, but I think you quickly move on. That's the nature of the job, players, managers alike. You've just got to really focus on the next one, and that's what we've been doing this week really. We've had the players Monday off, and we came in and we've just really started setting about the work now this week, trying to deal with Hearts, and obviously they've got a game tonight and you're trying to second guess their team. There was some decent performance from them up at McDermott, and we go to Tynecastle knowing that it's a different type of challenge, but it's a challenge nonetheless that we've got to try and meet. But I think winning the game, certainly we get into the game a bit more confidence and hopefully belief. You know, it's important that we have that belief when we go on the road.
You talk about that belief, that confidence, and you said at the start of the season 2 things you want to address: taking points off the Old Firm, you've done that, and improving the away form. This is an opportunity to start doing that. How confident are you that you can do that, and has that feel-good factor? You think it can make a difference, just extra confidence when you're on the road?
I think extra maturity. I think having good level of player is the biggest thing rather than just confidence. We went into our home form was that strong last season. We went into a lot of away fixtures on the back of a winning performance here, so it doesn't give you any gauge really. All we're looking for is I think a bit more experience when we go on the road, a bit more know-how, a bit more streetwise, and hopefully we can demonstrate that. It takes more than just a good performance to win away from home, and hopefully we can, as I say, demonstrate that on Sunday. I do feel we've got a good level of player in the building. We've recruited, I think, well, but the time for really assessing where you're at is not now, it's well into the season, and it's another challenge we've got on Sunday.
Just in terms of Hearts, obviously they've got that game this evening. How is that for you, preparation wise? What do you expect from the weekend? Is it an advantage for you? Do you expect them to be more tired, having played just this evening, or does it mean you don't know what to expect? They might change their team.
Oh, you never really know for sure. I think you can get an idea of what teams set up, but when you come up against clubs like Hearts, Celtic, Rangers, who have got huge squads, they have got these luxury and the benefits of being able to change personnel, but the system normally is the same, and that's what you try and work against really. But I think the focus for us is to concentrate on ourselves. Is it an advantage Hearts being in Europe? I'd rather be in Europe. I'd rather be playing a game tonight, and a bit envious that we're not. I remember how that felt and the excitement of playing in Europe, so I know how my players enjoyed it when they played. So I would rather be in Europe playing a European game tonight, and rather than sitting watching it.
In terms of your own performances though, Derek, considering the work that you had to do over the summer and rebuild this squad, you must be hopeful but also delighted that the best is yet to come from this squad, and to know that you've already started in such a hurry.
Yeah, well that's the intention, that's the hope really. I think it was when a few weeks ago and with so much work to do, sometimes you've got to remind yourself how many players we've actually brought in, and the work that's needed, the painstaking work to try and get a player through the building and in the doors. And sometimes I've got a huge gratitude to the recruitment team, Russ Richardson who leads that, and the board and all the admin staff who get all this done. We want to bring good players in. We're all kind of fishing in the same sort of pond. A lot of clubs in the top flight. So to get that level of performance from where we were a few weeks ago, it was it is pleasing, and it had to be that to beat Rangers. And for us, it's now try to build on that, try to get better, drive the standards, the demands, and try to replicate that level of performance time and time again.
To make it more satisfying, how much harder you've had to work than probably most managers over the summer to get
I think the whole club's been working hard, to be honest. Obviously I'm head of the football part of it, but we've all my staff and the club staff, and particularly Russ Richardson, the head of recruitment, we've done a lot of work. Supporters, you guys probably only hear a lot of the time about the ones we do get done. There's been a host more that we've went right down the line and not been able to get them done. and there's a frustration and upset with that, but you have to go again and try and get a good level of players, and I do think what pleased me more than just the level of player, it was the fact that there was a real kind of unity about the team, a real kind of togetherness, spirit, which for this stage of the season, having a lot of boys don't know each other, have only known each other a matter of weeks, is pleasing, because I think that tells you a lot about the dressing room that boys come into, the fact that they were welcomed. The whole club does so much good in terms of making players settle quickly. It's not just me and my staff on the football side, but all the staff, support staff who get players relocated, get them houses, get them apartments and get them looked after, and all that type of stuff is important, and I think what we've done is try to get the players as settled as quickly as possible, because before you know it, we're up and running, and with a tough demand of fixtures, through the League Cup, Rangers, Hearts, Celtic, so it was important that we tried to be as ready as we could be, and Saturday was a pat in the back for everybody, but we need to move on for it and hope for more pats in the back going forward, and Sunday presents a really tough challenge for us.
How close are you to saying that you're almost finished in the window?
Well, we've got 3 weeks left. Ideally we'd have had another forward player striker in by for this game. It doesn't look likely now. We have got a few plates spinning, and we're trying to be patient. We're trying to hold our nerve with certain things. Everybody's looking for strikers, and it's that domino effect. When somebody moves at some of these bigger clubs down the road or whatever, then sometimes the ripple effect allows you to maybe feel a bit more confident about landing one or two. So we're trying, we're in the fight, we're in the mix for it, and hopefully we can deliver on that, because I think that will be really important for us. It could be the difference to bring in that different type of dimension at the top end of the pitch. But you have to say, without really a number 9 on Saturday, Watkins and Kennedy led the line brilliantly. And we've got Vassell getting up to speed. We've got Innes Cameron there, we've got young Bobby Wales, so we're no short of options, but I do feel we're still in need of that, a different type of striker, and we're working hard to do that.
You say that some things have failed at the last minute, you're making signings. What's the key to getting over the line? What kind of things can maybe scupper it at the last minute?
Well, it can be a variety of reasons, to be honest. You miss out on players, but normally, particularly at the top end of the pitch, you're more than just you, it's trying to sign them. So it could be you missed out for family reasons, you can miss out on finances, obviously a huge part of it, the league, the level, other teams, there's a variety of reasons. All you do is put your best case forward, and hopefully, as I say, you come out on top. But we feel as though we've got a good thing going here. We've got it's a good club, good people. We feel we can be better than what we've been over the last couple of years, and it's up to us to go and show that. But to help us get there, we need a good squad. We need a good level of player in. So it's getting enough good players in that can try and maybe change the perception of Kilmarnock, maybe in a wee bit more attractive to come to.
Even that result last week, that would be help in the next 3 weeks to get go and win Sunday as well, to get maybe that person to come.
Yeah, a couple of the agents and clubs that we're dealing with at the minute and speaking to, obviously they send messages after the game, so the people are watching, we know that, and if we took a sore one, then the flip side of that, think, do they really want to go there? So I think it can only kind of do us any harm. It doesn't give you any guarantees, but we feel we've got a good relationship with a lot of agents and clubs, and we're really at their beck and call, really. All we can do is make a pitch and try and sell us, and hopefully results like Saturday there can help with that.
You surprised with how quickly the team's been able to gel both on the pitch and, as you say, in the changing room as well?
Surprised, not surprised, but certainly pleased with it. 3 or 4 weeks ago we played a close pre-season friendly at Linfield with 12 senior players available to us, and we were awful in the game. It was only 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we looked a million miles away from being able to deliver that type of performance. So it's testament to the players and everybody that's been able to kind of gel and build those relationships. We've got a really good group here. I've been fortunate. The dressing room I inherited here was full of great lads that won the league. even the dressing room last season, our spirit, I think, got us through at the end. We managed to get, I think we won 2 out of our last 3 away games, so there was a wee hint that we're starting to kind of find ourselves a wee bit just at the nick of time. But the spirit of that team couldn't be questioned, and I feel as though we've got a really strong dressing room again in terms of personality and good lads, good people, which is so important at our level. It's even more important because sometimes having that type of dressing room can be the difference in another 10-12 points a season, and it can make the difference between having a brilliant season and just an okay season. And hopefully it is a brilliant season for us, but for this brilliant start. But we know how quickly that can dissipate if you don't back it up, and the players should take confidence for the performance. Get into the game, do a lot of what we did right in the game. Look, still a lot of things we could do better, and if we can try and have that demand of our standards, then hopefully we can get more days like Saturday.
Yeah, it's been a great start, of course, but Rangers, Hearts, Celtic is your first 3. I'm sure you'll agree, can't really get much tougher than that. Can that be a positive in any way, that you're kind of getting these fixtures out the road first?
No, I think I said before the game last week, we got dealt a tough hand with the fixtures, but it was exciting, and you get the benefit if you can get positive results, then it can certainly help you. So that's the way we have to look at it, and that's the way we are looking at it. Team news, so Donnelly, McKenzie and Vassell had another full week's work. Some of them played in a closed door game, or all 3 of them played in a closed door game on Tuesday, and the only one who's not back in full training yet is Joe Wright, who we think will be next week. So he's the only only one that's missing for the weekend. Him and we're centre forward.
Yeah, it seems to be, it happens all the time when Rangers drop points here or Celtic drop points here, or at Livingston and at other venues with AstroTurf surfaces, the managers and players make wee comments. How does that make you feel?
There's nothing we can, we can't stop people giving an opinion. So it's, I think we're well used to that as a club. So nobody really mentions it when we get beat. So it only seems to get mentioned when we win.